Sir, the Indian economy has suffered from 3 self-inflicted wounds and 1 external factor. The 3 self-inflicted wounds are demonetization, a faulty implementation of the GST, and an unplanned lockdown without any safety net for all those who suffered. The external factor which has just come upon us right now is, of course, the war situation in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia. All this affects the Indian economy. But this government is blind to that because they are riding a boastful tide which is whipped up by a tornado of sentiments which is far divorced from reality. 67% of all MSMEs, which is really the backbone of the Indian industry, have suffered during the lockdown. 50% of them have had a drop of minimum of 25% of revenue. 11,000 MSME owners have committed suicide. 17,000 self-employed people have committed suicide because of the condition of the economy. Let the minister not think that I'm only gloom and doom about what's happening in the country. There are some bright spots. One particular person's wealth has increased $21 billion in this period, and you should be really proud about that. So it's not all doom and gloom. There are some bright spots.
Only few.
So nothing is being done for the MSME sector. If you look at what's happened in the budget right now, the credit-linked capital subsidy scheme has not been allotted any funds. The government must clarify why they have not done this. Further, the technology upgradation and quality certification scheme, the budget has been cut 75%. And the insolvency code benefits are not given to proprietorships, only to corporates and other businesses. So the benefit which would have come to them has not been given to them. So this government is a tremendously MSME unfriendly government. So I'll give you examples of 3 other sectors of what's happening. The textile sector is a very important sector in India. They have a scheme called the PLI scheme, Production Linked Incentive Scheme. That scheme, the benefit is given for the end product, but not for the intermediary products which come along the way. And you need to have a 50% increase in revenue, turnover every year in order to get the benefit of that. This is an unrealistic target. This is almost as unrealistic as a 10-minute grocery delivery which somebody else is announcing right now. So these are all completely MSME unfriendly policies which this government is following. Sir, in the plantation sector, even the standing committee has said that the allocation is below par. Every trade organization, right from UPASI, has said that the allocation to the plantation sector is low. You would appreciate it. You come from a state which has got lots of plantation sectors there. And they are going to force people, the small plantation grower, to move out of this sector. The benefits which agriculture gets is not given to the plantation sector, and it is incumbent upon the government to explain why plantation is different from agriculture, because there are many small plantation owners who don't get the benefit of the schemes which are available to small farmers. The other sector which I'd like to bring your attention to, which my colleague Mr. Pinaki Misra actually alluded to, the intellectual property framework in India is seriously lacking. The number of patents filed in India compared to China or America, and the methodology of filing patents and the security of patents is not of global standards. The government must really pay attention to this. If we really want this country to become a leader in technology and innovation, our patent management systems must become world-class, and they should pay attention to that. Sir, this government is known for its boastful claims. What did this government claim when it announced the Made in India scheme? That 25% of the Indian GDP will be made up of manufacturing in India. But what is the reality? In the year 2015-16, it was 17%. 2016-17, it was 16%. 2017-18, it was 16%. 2018-19, 16%. 2019-20, 14%. 2020-21, 14%. In fact, it's coming down. Contrary to what they say of increasing it to 25% of GDP, the ratio of manufacturing as part of our GDP is coming down. So this is another boastful claim. Yet another boastful claim was that we'll become a $5 trillion economy. But what is the size of the economy now? It is $2.7 trillion. And their target is to reach $5 trillion by 24-25. Do they have a path to reach this target in 2 years' time? I think not. The other thing is when the Prime Minister, in his initial run in 2014, claimed that the strength of the Indian rupee is something which the government is going to really focus on. But what is the situation now? The rupee is at its all-time low at 76.50 paisa to the dollar today. The rupee has never sunk to this level ever in the Indian history. The only thing which has really gone up is the unemployment figures, which is at a 45%, which is at a 45-year high. So this government is known for boastful claims. This government is not capable of steering our economy. This government is manned by ayatollahs who are only capable of giving us diktats on how to live our personal lives, and they do not have the capacity to steer the economy from these self-inflicted wounds and from the global crisis. And I hope the minister will take these points into account and address it while she addresses it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Srimati Aparajita Sarangi ji.